Marco's here for FightHubTV.com in Lakewood, California. Once again at the Body Shop here with MFC lightweight champion Antonio Mckee. Antonio has been training Paul Buentello for his fight against Tim Sylvia this weekend. Antonio, what's going to happen this weekend when that fight happens?
Well, I think it's going to be a very exciting fight for the fans. I think the fans are going to get their money's worth most definitely on pay-per-view. Paul's looking real good. If he goes out and he executes his jab and he sets up everything off of his jab, I think it's going to be a short night for Silva. If Paul goes out there and he hesitates, it could be a short night for Paul, but I don't see Tim knocking Paul out. Paul's got a tough chin. He hits hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocked, Tim out with a jab.
Well, let's go ahead and see what Paul had to say about this fight. Check it out. So you're fighting Tim Sylvia at the War on the Mainland card in Irvine, California at the Brent Event Center. You fought someone in similar height and stature in Stefan Struve, pretty similar to Tim in height, like I mentioned. Do you think that fight helped you prepare for Tim Sylvia? You kind of have like a blueprint on how to handle height?
Well, the height, yeah. I have a good idea what it is to get on somebody, to fight somebody that tall. But the Struve fight and to fight Tim Sylvia is totally two different animals. That's like comparing peaches to apples. It just doesn't make any sense. Tim's a different animal, different beast, and he has a lot more experience, so he's not going to make near as much mistakes as Struve is still learning. He's long. Struve kicked more. He used his reach a lot better, and Tim's just different. He pushes the pace a little different. So yeah, I'm really excited about this fight because this fight's supposed to happen a long time ago, actually almost 6-7 months ago. So I'm really excited that this fight's going to happen. I had to do some things and change some stuff around so this fight can happen, and here we go.
Speaking of which, what did you have to change around? I know you changed camps, you changed trainers. Go through that.
Yeah, since my fight with Struve, I just had to train somewhere else, and then I ran into after my Stefan Struve fight after my Congo fight, I ran into Mckee, and he just kept on bugging and calling my manager, saying, hey, he can change me. Just certain things that he wants to work on me. Basically, he was telling my manager I'm just a mental fart away from being top again, and that's what it is. It's all mental. I never realized how far behind I was mentally on this fight game. I have the heart, I have the skills, I just have a lot of other stuff, but just that one little aspect of being mentally strong and controlling my mind over my body, because once my body gets tired, my mind just it just doesn't control what my body wants to do, and comes into cardio and quitting. So Anton's really worked on that and really pushed me to a different pace. So now that I'm at Anton's, Mckee's here at the Body Shop, it's just a little different. Everything that we drill, everything we work on it's after we do hard cardio, it's after we do sprints, after we do pushing the sled, pulling the sled, pushing the car, just all kinds of stuff when you're dead beat tired, because that's when the bad tendencies come. I already fought once under Antonio Mckee guidance. It was for Shark Fights 12 down in Texas. I fought Brian Humes, which was a good fight. The first round I was kind of slow, but coming into the corner and having Antonio Mckee there, and it was real relaxed, real calm and collective. He said the right things that got in my head, and the fight went my way. The next 2 rounds I really dominated. So it's all mental, and Anton's really good about bringing out that mental peak out.
Do you think if you had Antonio in your corner for the Struve and Congo fight, the results would have been different?
On the Congo fight, definitely. On the Struve fight, I think the conditioning would have been a little different, and then the game plan. It's hard to say because I walk away from that Congo fight. If I would have won, it would have probably been the best camp ever. So it's hard to judge because it was a good camp. I had good people around me. Everything was coming together, but I think I lacked the mental part. I think we didn't work on my mental toughness, and I think that's where I quit at. And just didn't have the mental capacity there in that fight. Going through a lot of issues, but either way, it's hard to say that. Right now I'm with Antonio and everything's going good.
So let's move to strategy against Sylvia. What are you expecting to show the crowd there? What's left in Paul Buentello?
That's the thing is I am Paul Buentello, and that's one thing that I have to get in my head that I've done this sport for so long. I've done it repeatedly for so long, and I am Paul Buentello. I hit really fast, I hit really hard, I'm really fast for my size. If I let my hands go, anything's possible, and that's the problem that I've been having in the last few fights, is not letting my hands go, not going there with a mental toughness. And I'm not looking to impress the fans at all. If I do what I was supposed to do back in the day, I shouldn't have any problem at all. There's nothing on the line. What I want to do is go out there and prove to myself that I'm still me, and I'm stronger and I'm faster now. I've put everything on line for these last few fights, And I haven't stopped training even since the Congo fight. I haven't stopped training. Even before the Struve fight, I didn't stop training. But the thing is, I had to train on was my mental capacity, and pretty excited. Really excited about this whole fight, and just looking forward to push the pace. That's the main thing, is push the pace, because if I let Tim Sylvia control the pace, it's not going to be a good night for me. So I have to control the pace. I have to control the whole fight, push the pace, push the pressure, everything. I have to do what I'm supposed to do, and that's just get in there and get it done.
Were you impressed with his last performance over Mariusz Pudzianowski?
I didn't watch it, so it's hard to say. I heard that he just went out there and just his experience won the fight. He knew that guy was going to gas out because he's just way too big. So that's just experience, and that's the thing. That's the thing about Tim Sylvia. He has a lot of experience that's to deal with. That's not his skill or his fighting or his repertoire. It's just he has a lot of experience, and he knows how to do the show. He knows how to fight. That's just plain and simple. He knows what to do, what to win.
So, Paul, I heard you're a big fan of burritos. Is this true? Are you going to come out this Saturday with a burrito? You know what? I want to do this. After your fight, I'm going to interview you, and I want to give you a burrito as a congratulations.
That's good. What was it? The question you asked me, Tim Sylvia, his sideburns give him extra power and stuff like that. And if that was true, I guess I'd be walking around with a burrito in my hand every time. But I guess you did some search. But yeah, it's like a running joke because I'm not that kind of guy that sits back and watches what he eats back in. And yeah, I'm a Mexican. I gotta eat those burritos.